Hello everybody, this is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm going to just turn this lamp on a little bit, see if we can get a better light, getting a little bit of shadow, sorry about that. This is going to be real quick. My brother-in-law had given me a $25 gift card. It was a Visa gift card, so I could use it, most anywhere, but I didn't feel like driving very far. And so I just went to Hobby Lobby. I don't like to shop there, but it is my closest option for fabric and supplies now, unfortunately. I could have gone to the Michaels, but the last time I went there, they still hadn't gotten very much fabric in. And that's why I went to, as we call it, Snobby Lobby. Yeah. Anyway, they're doing away with their patterns. Morning, Peg. So I went there thinking I'll check and see what's left. So I just stood at the McCall's drawers and I just went through every pattern there. And I only bought 4 patterns because I have so many patterns. I didn't really need, I had no business buying more. But paper patterns are going away. For anybody that doesn't know, they're going away. Everything, I guess, is going to be digital now. So I figured while I could get them for 99 cents, I would. So the first one I want to share is actually one I picked up for the bigger girls. This is like size 10, 12 girls. This pattern actually goes from 7 to 14, but it's made with woven fabric. There are no buttons that are mechanical, meaning the buttons you see on here are just decorative. And you can put decorative buttons on. And I didn't really have any options for the bigger girls that I really liked. And so I saw this one. I will say that either the A dress or the C dress or any of these dresses, they will have to be lengthened. They're way too short. So I'm thinking add about 3 or 4 inches to the length, and these would work perfect for the little bit older girls. And I think I'm also leaning toward the idea of maybe putting some ties, make my own ties pattern, and sew it in the side seams at the waistline. And the patterns are marked where the waist is, so that'll tell you where to attach them on the side. I did like that because this is for the older girls, that it has bust darts. It gives them a little shaping as they're starting to mature. So I thought that was really nice. So if you have a Hobby Lobby and you're looking for something for the older girls, I would suggest picking this pattern up. It's the McCall's 6275. The patterns are so picked over, you guys. Either I already have the pattern or it's too small for me or not my style. So I left a lot of patterns still, but they were all 14 and under in size, and I haven't seen a size 14 since I was 14. But anyway, this one for the dresses, it takes for like a size 12. Well, I can't really tell you about A because they use different fabrics. And I don't know if this has buttons down the front, but that neck opening is big enough that they wouldn't have to unbutton that. I would just put them buttons there if you wanted to, or even do away with the buttons entirely by, making this one piece across the front, just like this is one piece. So anyway, but the C dress is just all the one fabric. And if it's 60-inch wide fabric, it's only 1.5 yards of fabric, or 2 yards if it's 45. But I would I would buy like 2.5 yards because I'm going to lengthen it and I want to add ties to it. So I have 4 labels left. I don't have time to sew these dresses for this year, but I could work on them throughout the year, and then I'd be ready next September to just mail them in. I would just have to keep them where I remember where I had them. So that was the one pattern that I bought for Project Dress a Girl. Then I found 3 patterns for myself just because they're cute. And I think Diane, oh, and I can't remember Diane's channel. She's another Southern girl, but she has this pattern. And I thought, well, if I find that pattern, I'll pick it up. And it's this really cute top or dress, and you can color block the top, which I thought was really cute. And I really love this long dress. It reminds me of my Aunt Edith's wedding dress when she married my Uncle Lenny. Hers had a velvet top, and she wore white gloves that went up over her elbows. Oh, she was so pretty. They got married under the spruce tree in front of the old farmhouse. They didn't last, but the wedding was pretty. And I always wanted an outdoor wedding, and we didn't do an outdoor wedding. And I kind of felt like I was bullied into the wedding we had, but we're still married, so it couldn't have been all bad. Hi, Carol. So I picked this one up for myself. And then this little top, there's 4 different versions here. And I really thought it was really cute. And I kind of like this one, that even though this would make your hips look big, those pockets would come in handy when you have to go to some place that won't let you carry a bag anymore. I could put my phone in there, my wallet in my pocket, and I'd be good to go. Just a real simple top. It looks complicated because I'm sure there's multiple pieces. You got the center, you got this piece, you got that piece, but once you get sewing and you do it step by step, it's no problem. Hey, Angie. So that was McCall's $73.90. And then the last one I got, I just thought it was so stinking cute. And because the patterns seem to be going away, I thought I'd just grab it. It's just a retro cute tee or dance dress, I guess. But I just thought it was really pretty. I would wear that to the grocery store. I'd need to get myself some cute shoes, though, wouldn't I? Anyhow, that was McCall's $75.99. I have finished the baby's quilt. So I bought, because I had the gift card, I said, I'll just go to Hobby Lobby and I'll get fabric for these quilts. I'm just going to show you the quilts for now because the fabric I bought for the backing is in the washing machine. But this was one. And this fabric here that I did borders with was in my stash. And I didn't have enough of this for both quilts. So the other quilt is here, and it has this brown on it. And it's really dark compared to the center. But I'm going to quilt the whole thing with brown thread. So there will be lines. I'm going to do diagonal lines all the way across and over into the border, following the diagonals in both directions, and hand quilt it. So this one I'm going to do in the brown so that it pulls the brown into the middle. And then the other one, let me fold this back. The other one I'm going to quilt with this color, which will show up on both fabrics. And I just thought those would be pretty. I can show you a picture of the fabrics. I took a picture when I was at Hobby Lobby on Instagram here. I'll just, oh, maybe it wasn't. Let me see. Give me a sec. Where on earth? I just looked at that picture. Let me just open my camera. And oh my goodness. I know I took a picture of this fabric. Well, I can't even show it to you, apparently. Because it's not even showing on my... Oh my gosh, that is so strange. There they are. All right, so the green will get the sea turtles on the back of it. And that's that one, that background will go on this quilt. And then this one with the brown is going to get the nature. It has snakes and bears and eagles and deer, and it says lake, end of the trail, canoe rentals, bear crossing. I just thought it would look really pretty with this brown, and it would kind of pull all the colors in. It's got in the lake, it's got the colors that are in the squares. So that was the fabrics that I bought 1 yard of each. Now, they will probably not be in the right direction because the wide border is supposed to be at the top and the bottom. I don't think it's going to fit the width-wise. I don't think I bought enough fabric to get the orientation the same on the back, but it's the backing material, and I was trying to be as frugal as possible. So I just bought 1 yard of each. I can't remember what the measurements are on this, to be honest with you. But I think my narrower side is the side with the short section. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to run with it. Because the only thing that makes this directional is me saying that the wide part is the top and the bottom of the quilt. The narrow side could be the top and bottom of the quilt. It doesn't really matter because there's really no, these blocks have no real right or wrong way to go. So there's that. And that's all I bought at Hobby Lobby. And I still have $1.55 on my gift card. I have to remember it's got $1.55 on it because, you know, most places when you have one of those Visa cards, they need to know exactly what's on it. I wish they would just be able to just scan it and it would take that, whatever's left off, you know. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys, my sneaky little trip to Hobby Lobby and the patterns that I picked up. I'm itching to try this dress out here. And I was thinking I would do either A or C. This one's like a tank top. This one's a little bit, what do they call that? A little cap-like sleeve that comes out. But I think this will work perfect for Project Dress-A-Girl. Because when I look at the line drawings, there's no closures on the back of them. And I'm pretty sure that neck opening is big enough to where you could make that front on A and B here where they're showing buttons. You could just sew that up and just put buttons on there for looks. The buttons aren't going to be functional. Or if you didn't want to do that, you could sew that up and then you could put a pretty trim up the center. You know, there's no saying you can't change that. But I'm looking at that neckline and I'm thinking that'll go over a little girl's head just fine, especially on the short sleeved ones. So, yeah. You have some of the green fabric, this here. Yeah, this is some that was one of the staple fabrics at Joann's. And If I'd had more, I would have done both of the quilts the same. But in this way, if somebody had twins, they could, have different quilts for each one. So anyway, I don't know what I'll do with these baby quilts. We don't have a lot of people in our life, especially people with young kids or kids having kids. So I'll just hold on to them for maybe one day or gift them to somebody. You bought it at a thrift store. That's a good find. I bought the charm blocks that I made the quilts out of. These came from the thrift store here. All of these. They were part of that collection by Stonehenge Stone Chips, Sand and Surf. 42 pieces that are 5-inch squares. And I had 2 of those packs, I think. There goes a fly. I had the door open for the cats and the flies came in. So now I've got to go around smack flies. But anyway. All right. I hope anybody that's getting rain today is finding it just really hard to hold your eyes open. All I want to do is take a nap. So I might go do that. All right. Oh, I love finding fabric at the thrift store too. It's like, yay, I didn't have to pay full price. All right, guys, take care. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. And welcome, Joanne.